Hey everybody, this is Sir Onion Knight here, and this week we've got a little bit of WoW news for things coming up, little surprises, and the usual update. So let's go ahead and get started. So this last week I started learning a little bit of Mythic Pluses again. A lot of my friends will know that I never really did a whole lot of Mythic Pluses, to be honest with you, and in fact, last few expansions, I haven't even really done content as it was current, to be honest. It was one of those things where it's like I always wanted to do it, but I can never get a group for it. And mostly because I'm kind of antisocial. Like the amount of antisocialness that I have is just like through the roof. You know that meme where it's like the cost of rent is too damn high? Well, the antisocial is too damn high in this one here, so just throwing that out there. But yeah, I got my Dark Iron Dwarf Mage into some Mythic Pluses, and also started running some Nyalotha Normal. So I actually cleared Nyalotha on Normal for the first time. Hoping to get into Heroic sometime soon, but I realize I have a lot of learning to do on my mage. I really suck at playing my mage. Like it's ridiculous how much I suck at playing the mage. I think warrior is going to be my class going into the next expansion, but I'm gonna see this through with the mage. I got it started. I don't want to like ditch my friends on all the gear that they've funneled toward me and all that. I'm going to see this through, so I'll give you my updates over the next few weeks. Moving on to the gold earned. On Airy Peak, I'm up to 64,500 gold. Didn't really make too much earned there, but I also didn't really put much effort on that realm either. However, that being said, I've got 201,000 gold worth of auctions posted right now. Now, clearly a lot of that stuff is on the lower sell rate. Also, it seems like despite it being a less population server than Illidan, a lot of the items that do have a higher sell rate has trouble selling because there's constantly people posting things up on the auction house and getting bought out before me. So, it is what it is. I don't really know what to do about that except for just sit on a bank all day and constantly cancel auctions every time it gets undercut. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to make gold on that server. Like literally, in the past week I made 7k gold. But moving on to Illidan, where my main is currently at, I'm now up to 92k gold. This is a realm where I basically started from nothing. Alright, so like, if you guys remember, the most gold I had at one point was from doing the raw gold farms on my Demon Hunter and my Warrior, and bringing my Warrior over with about 80k gold, right? And as you guys are aware from the last video, I spent all that gold on like heirlooms and things to raise my professions and all that stuff. So I didn't really have all that much at all. In fact, last week I believe I ended up with about 60k gold. Well, I've earned about 29k gold just from, my professions, doing mount farms. Like I actually use the Tesla website, the Tesla route website that lets you figure out, your route for farming different mounts and stuff. But, I just started plowing through all those mount farms. And so I got a lot of items to sell on the auction house, but nowhere near the amount of items that I had on Airy Peak. That said, though, a good chunk of those items sold. I am actually surprised at how well that stuff sold. I don't know if it's because of it being a extremely high pop server. There, even though people are undercutting you and everything like that constantly in the auction house, maybe it's, people are buying the stuff so fast that it doesn't even matter. But, I've sold the hoof plates for the, that's made through blacksmithing. I've even sold some fell steel. Now, the fell steel bars has been the weakest flip that I've had, but that's kind of to be expected. It's only got like a 0.16 sell rate on it. So, I mean, it's not going to really get me much profit very fast. I still got a whole bunch of that stuff left to sell, but I've made my gold back through other means, and I've probably got at least 6K worth of those fell steel bars up for sale still right now. So maybe more than that. I don't know. I think I had about 16K worth, and I only spent about 8K on the materials for it, and that's just off the top of my head. I don't have the exact details, so I couldn't really tell you on that. I've been making pretty good gold on that server. I've tried a few of the different items that the Worth It add-on suggests, but haven't really had too much luck on that one because I haven't really gone out to farm all that much. Everything I've sold is literally just from doing my mount farms, and the slight flips for the materials. Surprisingly, blacksmithing has been relatively decent as far as getting me some gold. And of course, selling patterns and stuff that I've found out in the world and everything, that's kind of helped out, especially for old content patterns. It seems a lot of people really do still like to buy it. So, hey, you know what? If it's something that you're holding on to and you want to let go of it, try it out. Let me know how it works out for you. I will tell you right now, though, that Volatile Air is currently my top seller. With completing Vortex Pinnacle, I think it is, the 10 times before instance lockout, I was able to make about 5K gold worth of Volatile Air. So, I mean, that in itself, 5K per hour, if you kind of really boil it down to a per hour amount, plus however much you're going to get from everything else. Rain Song, the trinket, that actually sells. I don't know if it's like a twink item or whatever, but that sells. So, that may be worth, not selling to a vendor for you. I've had every single one of them that I put up on the auction house sell. So, I don't know. Maybe they're just buying them so they can get enchanting materials. Who knows? Anyway, that's pretty much my update for the gold for this last week. So, what's Wowhead got to say this week? Well, Wowhead's got some news. We'll just say that. Apparently, there has been reports from Brazil that World of Warcraft Shadowlands has been rated for the Xbox Series X. Based on the article here, it looks like the game was rated for both PC and the Xbox Series X. There's been a lot of speculation for a long time, like even before Shadowlands was even announced, that people have heard talk about a console port for World of Warcraft. People have been asking for a console port. I don't know why people have been asking. A lot of people that play on consoles that I have personally interacted with aren't fans of the MMO genre, but apparently there's a market for it. Not sure how big it is, but hey, it's there. Anyway, ever since data mining for Shadowlands has started, people have actually come up with information from within those data mined files that there's gamepad support. But Blizzard just says, oh, we're just doing it for Xbox adaptive controllers. And as some of you guys may know, the Xbox adaptive controller is for those who aren't able to play the game as either you or I would be able to. They may need a specific peripheral to aid them with ease of access for the games. And so it's a very modular device where it'll allow someone who may be physically impaired in some form or fashion, let them play the game somehow. So it's a cool little device for Xbox users. And, it's good that, Blizzard may be taking that into account, but we're looking at you right now, Blizzard. You just, if you did get this game rated in Brazil for the Xbox Series X, you done goofed. You done goofed, because now everybody's going to talk about it. It's worth keeping an eye on it, because as many MMOs has been seen going to console over the years, it's always possible. I mean, modders have already proven that it's possible to make World of Warcraft into a quote-unquote console game. And with that action cam, ooh, buddy, man, pair those two together, oh, it might not be a very good game, but you know what? I would play it. Would play it in a heartbeat. In other news, recent beta build reintroduced spell variants. Now, spell variants, for those who aren't aware, maybe they're new players or whatever, over the years they had, every time you cast a spell, not every spell is going to do the same amount of damage, for example. You might have some variance on it by a slight percentage or whatever. And then, of course, you got your crit on top of that, which will also obviously bump up the damage done. And, of course, whatever defensive factors the target has and all that. Well, over the years, the variance has been removed. I believe it was removed in Legion. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But there was a lot of changes that Blizzard made to different back-end things. And so it got removed. And we'll just say that the reintroduction of it has not made very many people happy. In my opinion, it's not a huge deal, but I guess for those who are trying to be the top of the top, it can be a little bit of a frustrating deal, because it's less, there's less control you have over it in that case, as it is, we don't have very much control over what gear we get, because everything seems to be RNG dependent on, whether we're going to get the right piece of gear, or if we're going to get the right piece of gear at the right stats, etc. The RNG has been becoming increasingly more frustrating for players over the years. So, obviously, this change is kind of rubbing people the wrong way. Now, Blizzard has claimed that originally, because of it being lost due to changes under the hood, they are going to be bringing it back to quote-unquote add texture. Because of it being in the game since the beginning, basically, and it being removed somehow, I guess they feel compelled to bring it back for, just for the sake of bringing it back. I don't know. Maybe to make higher damaging spells more exciting. I don't know. I thought that's what crits were for. But, we'll see how this pans out. They're not getting too much love on the forums as it is these days. So we'll see what they cave into. And lastly, this one's not from Wowhead, actually. A friend of mine was posting on Twitter about it. And it looks like people on the forums are already requesting ways to identify covenants to avoid inviting people that are in covenants that they don't want in their group. There was a post in the beta forums requesting Blizzard introduce the ability to easily identify players, either through tooltip or some other identifiable means, like an icon or something like that. I don't think Blizzard would ever introduce something like this themselves. I think this is something that add-on developers will more than likely introduce themselves over time. But it's clear that Blizzard's decision to make these covenants a little bit more serious of a choice, I think it's pretty clear at this point that that decision itself is already putting people in the spot where they want to avoid playing with certain people who choose a certain covenant. So they're basically already segregating people who don't choose the top abilities for their given situations. So yeah, it's you know, I don't even know what to say here. I don't think that introducing any sort of way to identifying players is going to be beneficial in any sort of fashion. But just the fact that people are expecting this kind of functionality right now, I mean, someone put it very well in the forum thread that I read. They basically said that if there's a fundamental problem with the covenants that is making people want something like this implemented in the game, then maybe they should change the fundamental problem with the covenants. And I agree on that. I think everybody agrees on that. That's a huge true dude to that one. So, hopefully within the next couple months before Shadowlands releases, we'll get some good changes, some good news, and it's exhausting thinking about all the different ways that someone could tell me that I'm not invited to their group, and here's why. So I don't know. We'll see. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Also, maybe share this video with your friends, share this with your loved ones, share this with your enemies. It doesn't really matter, but please consider sharing it. Sharing is free, and it helps get the word out about my channel. And right now we are at 224 subscribers as of recording this video, and I would like to see about maybe hitting 1,000. That would be wonderful. I mean, any support you guys can provide this channel is welcome. I do plan on doing other content as well. As many of you know, I'm an artist. I also occasionally dabble in game design, so there will be more of those videos over time. I'm going to try and work on the formats for those as well, because obviously some people, cough cough, have a problem with my RPG Maker videos, so doesn't matter. I'm rambling. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like to support me on Patreon, feel free to take a look at the link in the description. Also, other social media such as Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch are in the description below, and in the pinned comment. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Man, I'm rambling. You guys have a great day. Bye.